I want to do new things, I want to create, I want to exercise, I want to start new habits. I start strong, but I end up going back to my old habits and getting distracted. Distracted by things like my phone, TV, and games. What can I do? The first step is to allow yourself to be as you are without judgment. We are often conditioned to feel the need to be doing, always running around, being what society calls productive. This often rolls over into conditioning to keep the mind busy. And as such, most Americans rarely ever sit with themselves in silence without thought. The mind becomes agitated due to being trained to be overstimulated. We remember always having a TV ourselves or a Game Boy in front of us as kids to keep us occupied. It was considered normal to be in front of the TV for 8 hours a day in our house. Give oneself space to love self and accept self as is. We call it lack of awareness training, which had to be learned before awareness could be the difference between them, meaning distraction is lack of awareness training. Since one feels distracted, it is best acknowledged that we are conditioned to float around from what is considered distraction to distraction. Many call it entertainment, which is in itself a wonderful experience of creation. An example for us in our incarnation is video games. We have loved them from an early age, starting with Sonic the Hedgehog collecting rings on the Sega and moving to the present incarnations of gaming systems. We love them, we enjoy them. However, we play them much less often as we become more aware and are being fully with them more. In reality, if one is honest and aware in a place of awareness with a meditative mind, one realizes that a video game is literally simply the moving of fingers to shift images on a screen and release noises through a speaker. Often a storyline or other interesting mechanic results in the action. However, one step back and one can see their incarnational story is unfolding just the same as the story they are unfolding on the screen. And in their incarnational story, within reality, one is wiggling their thumbs and watching pictures move inside a box. However, we are conditioned to feel as though we are progressing and taking action, so our mind is satisfied, aka distracted. We again do not condemn this at all, for we still play them, yet we do it in a different state of mind rather than seeking distraction. We are seeking joy in the moment. We play it to unfold our highest joy in that moment. Yet when one considers their life, their beingness, TV becomes less desirable as distraction because one realizes they are always writing their life story, and while stories are instead being watched within a box, and rather than continue doing that, holding their attention in that box and quieting their spirit, one realizes that they are becoming like a zombie. And the only story that they are writing about themselves is the following. Lucid is sitting, lucid is staring, lucid is eating, lucid is staring, lucid is listening to another story again, and so forth. And while in this state we release identity with ourselves, which is often why it is so appealing to have distraction, it releases one from identity with themselves for a time. At least this has been our experience. And from this perspective, one becomes more willing, from the perspective of awareness, one becomes more willing to be with themselves, face themselves, drop the rock, and start writing their own story instead of watching somebody else's. Moving into desires to create, to move, to play, to learn, to grow, to get outside the walls around them, to participate in life. So recontextualize what one considers distractions. Become more aware of self and start writing your story as you wish it to be. Write your own story. All the other stories are wonderfully beautiful. Entertainment is wonderful in itself. But you deserve to write your own story as you wish it to be. And we say truly here and now that if you write your story and become the one you desire to be within that story, all the powers of the universe will come together to support each step in your story's unfolding as it comes from a place of unity and love.